And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, November 17th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a three-game NBA slate that locks at 10 p.m. tonight. Weird one. Weird slate tonight. So everything's pushed back. Lock is at 10, three games, two at 10 o'clock, one at 10:30. We're still breaking it down now at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Thank you for being here, everybody. Good to see everybody. Didn't get to see you yesterday. We took the day off. Had some travel to do. Back home, back in the office, back where we need to be. So good morning to everybody. Hope someone found some success. I don't know anything that happened yesterday other than Steph dropped 50 and SGA went insane. That's it. That's all I know. So now we prep NBA. What a weird slate. But I'm not mad about it. If I'm being honest, I kind of like it. I wish it wasn't a Thursday. Like, I wish the FanDuel prize pool was better. But I don't mind not having... I love the concentrated start. I'm all for that. It's way more fun to sweat games when they all start at the same time. So I'm kind of happy there. I just kind of want to get into it, though. 3 games. We're going to cruise through it. Let's see if we can get in and out of here pretty quickly. Yesterday was a long day. I'm tired. Might go back to sleep. So let's get it started the only way that we know how. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so I can give you some updates before we get to lock. And now I've got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Brewed this a little bit differently today, so could be hotter than normal, could be colder than normal, could taste different. I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be good because I need it in my life. If you've got a coffee, tea, water, beer, if you're going food this morning, and if I'm being honest with you, that's something I would have liked. Crunchwrap might actually happen today. Might have to go check that out. If you don't have that, hit the J. That'll help us out tremendously. There it is, right there. Rise and grind, everybody. We got to get it done today. Let's do it now. Cheers. First sip. Oh, that's like jet fuel. Ooh. We're on the coffee train now. Oh, I think I'm powering the coffee train. All right. Only other thing that we need to talk about, pretty easy. Simple, actually. And it's this. If you would like to earn 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum and a risk-free bet of up to $1,000, you can sign up at BetMGM. They are the sponsor of this show. Link in the description. You got to make a qualified bet of $10. Once it settles, what you see on the screen is what you can get. You can't really get a better deal than that. If you're not in the sportsbook space yet, if you haven't signed up at BetMGM yet, and you are in a legal betting state, please take advantage. Now, let's keep it moving. Shrink that, add to stream, shrink as well. And here we go. The Brooklyn Nets are 2-point underdogs in Portland. 220 total. Now, for Brooklyn, we are still without Kyrie Irving. We have no TJ Warren. Otherwise, this is what I would like to call the standard Ben Simmons rotations. Now, I don't entirely know if that is going to be important information because this team is very weird. Starting with the relationship between Ben Simmons and Nick Claxton and their minutes. They played a little bit together this past Tuesday. 3 minutes. They had not been playing together in their previous games since Simmons has gone to the bench. So, what I have in here right now is 21 minutes for Ben Simmons and 28 minutes for Nick Claxton. That is what I'm going to move forward with for right now, at least. I think that's what I have to do. Maybe they play a minute together, maybe not. But as I look at the last game, because they got absolutely annihilated. Claxton didn't close, never had the opportunity to close, was in foul trouble early, picked up 3. So rotations were weird. But that said, I actually might go down to 27 on Claxton and just straight split these guys. And then everybody else is just going to be so flat. Like Sumner was in foul trouble, but you expect him to sort of play that normal run. Got the blowout run as well as the starter run, which is really not something you see every day. Don't think he's going to be long for that. I went 27 minutes on Seth Curry. He was probably going to play that if this broke correctly, leaving those 27 in. I don't really think that I have a major change I want to make here. I think I'm pretty happy with the rotations that I have entered right now. Maybe a little bit less. I mean, it all makes sense to me. 27 for Curry, 36 for Royce O'Neal, 37 for KD. I'm going to move forward with this. I like it. Let's go to the Portland side. For Portland, I got to fix this quickly. There we go. For Portland, what do we know? I know they were a lot of Q tags last time. Q tag on Nurkic, Q tag on Winslow, Q tag on Keon Johnson. So same thing that we saw Tuesday night, which is helpful. We got Nurkic, but he played 15 minutes. So, obviously that wasn't helpful. Just played like sprinter rotations at the beginning of each quarter. I don't have a clue what to expect there, but I'm going to assume that if he's playing, he's just playing like normal. So I got 28 minutes in for Nurk. Although, you know what? I'm going to make that 26 for now. Go to 16 on Eubanks. Larry, glad you like it better on the TV. Lillard's minutes should be fine. Simon's minutes are fine. Josh Hart's minutes are fine. So I'll take one off of Josh Hart. I think I'm fine with Jeremy Grant's minutes. Shaedon Sharpe played a little bit more than I was expecting. So who didn't play more than I was expecting? Nas Little played 10. Okay. Watford played 11. Okay. Okay, so it's just... Nurk and Eubanks shouldn't matter. I guess I need to assume that Nurk and Eubanks are splitting this time. Let me look at something quickly. Should I be assuming that they just split center minutes? Now, because they are very live to go to Jeremy Grant at the... Yeah, they're live to go to Jeremy Grant at the 5 in this matchup. So I am going to redistribute these minutes a little bit more. We're going to go 33 here and 2. So that works. Okay, so that keeps me at 35 for Grant. Although now, he's playing 36 minutes a game. I'm going to 36 on Grant. I kind of need to get Shaedon Sharpe more minutes. I just don't know where to take them from. Although I guess I don't think Shaedon Sharpe's going to play that much if Justice Winslow is able to play and plays the 24 minutes that I think he would get. But yeah, I'm going to go 26 for Nurk. 16 for Eubanks, 2 for Jeremy Grant. I like this Portland rotation. Let's see what we have now. All right, for Portland, we have Anthony Simons for 7,300 on FanDuel on DraftKings is the best thing that I see on DraftKings from Portland. I think Grant and Lillard and Hart and Nurk all look very similar. Nurkic is just going to be tough, given those rotations they ran last game, where he basically just played 4-minute stints. Like, that's sort of what they did. If that's the plan, but he does it for like 5 minutes this time, maybe it's a 20-minute game here and you get like 24 out of Eubanks. Eubanks still 3,900 on DraftKings, 4,300 on FanDuel. There's something there. But we kind of just need more information. So pay attention to the status of Yusuf Nurkic throughout the day. On the FanDuel side, 8,400 for Jeremy Grant is too much. Anthony Simons, Dame Lillard, Josh Hart all look very similar. No standout plays here coming from Portland. On the Brooklyn side, if you think Nick Claxton is going to play real minutes for the first time, well, because he's only done that in 1 out of the last 3 games. If you think that he's going to play real minutes, 27 minutes for Nick Claxton at 5,500 on DraftKings stands out. He's 6,400 on FanDuel. That stands out a bit less. I think like Royce O'Neal and Joe Harris on FanDuel look a little bit better. I think Brooklyn looks actively bad today on DK. Seth Curry's price is already at 4,500. He would be the sneak tip guy. I really don't like this game. I really don't like I really don't like Brooklyn at all. We go to game number 2. The San Antonio Spurs are 7-point underdogs in Sacramento. 237 total. That is 17 points higher than the game we just talked about and 22 points higher than the late night hammer of the Pistons and the Clippers. Man, this slate is going to suck. For San Antonio, no Zach Collins, no Langford, no Malachi Branham, no Blake Wesley. So barring any really big disasters, this is your standard San Antonio Spurs rotation. This should be pretty easy to do. Jay Rich plays a standard 24 minutes a game. Nothing weird there. Let's see. Got 24 in for McBuckets. Take that down a bit. Make that 22. Take Keita Bates-Diop up to 21. 30 for Jakob Poeltl feels fine. 18 for Bassi feels fine. All these minutes seem pretty fine to me. Could probably take Sohan down. We'll do something like that for San Antonio. These guys should look good. On the Sacramento side, we've got a Q tag on Keegan Murray. And that's it. So not much else that we could really do here. We saw Murray leave Tuesday's game early, and then Terrence Davis be the guy that picked up the minutes. For now, though, I'm going to assume Murray is in. The good news is we're going to have this information before lock. So it's not something that's going to make me stress out all that much. I don't really have any other rotational changes that I want to make. I think the Kings just sort of look like they did heading into the last game, unless we get a different status on Keegan Murray. So, that said, that's the Sacramento Kings. 35 minutes to Fox, 32 to Herter, 32 to Barnes, 31 to Murray, 33 to Sabonis. I feel okay with those projections. It's weird how, De'Aaron Fox plays like 35 minutes a game, but it doesn't feel like he does. So for the Kings, this is great. De'Aaron Fox for 9K on DraftKings is the best thing we've seen so far. 9,600 on FanDuel is a little bit more difficult to want to get to. I actually got to take a minute away from Malik Monk here. There we go. I think Monk is an okay value on FanDuel at 4,400. Too expensive on DraftKings. Sabonis, Barnes, Murray, even Herter on DraftKings all look good. They're all like a little bit worse on FanDuel. Domantas Sabonis up to 10,200 on FanDuel. That is a massive price tag for him. Going to be a bit of a tough sell, but should look really good here. On the San Antonio side, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, DraftKings and FanDuel, those are the directions I want to go. They are priorities to me. Trey Jones is close to that. I mean, this is just a really, really, really good DFS game. Kings defense isn't good. Spurs defense is more interesting to a degree, but they don't have enough real NBA players for it to matter. This is good. Like right now, we have Kings defense is 27th in basketball. San Antonio is 28th. I mean, sign me up here. Sign me up for this one. Where do these guys rank in turnovers? All right. Sacramento. San Antonio turns the ball over second most of any team. Sacramento is middle of the pack. Defensively, they're both middle of the pack in causing turnovers. So you could expect a bunch of extra steals and blocks and stuff here today too. So get me some of this game. It's going to be a very popular matchup, obviously. Then we go to the late night hammer. This one should be really awful. Detroit at the Clippers. 9-point dogs for the Pistons. No Cade Cunningham. No beef stew. This is going to be gross. So we lost beef stew in his last one. We ended up getting a Marvin Bagley start in that one. This is really gross. So we need to look at this last Pistons rotation. Beef Stew got hurt in the second quarter. They moved Sadiq Bey back into the starting lineup and went to Marvin Bagley at the 5. I do think they're going to do that again. So I got to gut these rotations quickly. And now I'm going to give an extra minute at the point to Jaden Ivey. Give him 33. Take everybody else out of this rotation for now. I've got 32 minutes in for Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes started, played normal rotations, didn't close. Game was competitive, but they were getting themselves back in on a run. They closed with Ivy, Boyan, Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and then a mishmash of Alec Burks and Sadiq Bey. So that is concerning to me. I'm going to take Killian Hayes back down to 30. I assume Sadiq Bey is going to step back into the starting lineup and play, something along the lines of 31 minutes. I assume Boyan is going to continue playing his 31 minutes. And then my assumption here is that Marvin Bagley is just simply back and playing 29 minutes of starter center minutes. And then Nerlens Noel will be the backup center. However, Nerlens Noel did not. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I said Nerlens Noel. Jalen Duren. Totally forgot Jalen Duren was there. I'm stupid. All right. So that just leaves me backup run at point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. That's pretty easy to handle. We're going to give Isaiah Livers the backup power forward minutes. Step 1. We're going to give Hamidou Diallo the backup 3 minutes. That's 2. We're going to give Alec Burks, 22 minutes as the backup point guard and more. And then I think we might actually just see Corey Joseph play like a small rotation. I've got to sneeze. I don't want to. This one doesn't feel like it's going to be pleasant. Just one. Kind of annoying. All right, so that's our Pistons rotation. Can't imagine that taking... I just have to stick to these rates, at least for right now. I assume So Bagley's only played like 40 minutes. What's his usage rate? Because that's really all that matters right now. We got to make sure we have Bagley projected correctly. Everybody else isn't going to be all that helpful because there's no Cade. Bagley in 46 minutes, 16% usage. I could leave him as is. So now we can go and... Actually, I'm going to give Livers 2 minutes at the expense of Diallo. That feels better. Now we're going to do the Clippers. Please don't let anything be dumb here for the Clippers. I don't want to deal with them at 10:30. Doubtful tag on Luke Kennard. Coming off the calf strain. So that's helpful. Q tag on Paul George. No Kawhi. Now, Paul George's Q tag is a hand contusion, which means we really probably won't know anything about Paul George until he does a shoot around before the game. But we do have to pull Luke Kennard from the rotation. We'll take a look at what happened to this team after Kennard went down, because he went down pretty early. And Kennard started. Then they went to John Wall in the second half starting lineup. Wall played 26 minutes. And they smashed in the third quarter. Wall, Reggie Jackson, Paul George, and Marcus Morris all played the entire third quarter. They were plus 17 in the first 11 and a half minutes. And then another plus 1 when Zubac subbed out for a quick Batum stint. So they have no problem playing John Wall and Reggie Jackson alongside of each other. If you're able to, I'm going to go to 26 on Wall. Starting lineup here is going to be massive. I would not be surprised at all if they start starting both of those guys, given the way that went. That got him back in this game. I just don't know if Wall has enough minutes in his body. So if we do that, we've got 31 minutes in for Zubac. That's just what he does. I've got 32 in for Marcus Morris. He played 36. No reason to suspect he's not playing big minutes like he'd been doing. So I'll go to 16. Saw Nick Batum play 26 minutes. So maybe they're starting to concentrate this rotation around like real players. Got Paul George in for 36. We've got Norm Powell in for 24. Not that I trust that. Got Terrence Mann, who was the third guy off the bench, but in the second half, he was just a bench guy. Got him in for 20, which means I still have 20 minutes left for the Luke Kennard minutes. I'm going to split those 10 minutes to Amir Coffey, 10 minutes to Robert Covington. So that's going to be the Clippers. So we've got Zubac on DK at 6,400 as my favorite Clipper. That makes sense to me. We got to remember, Marvin Bagley at center is about as bad as it gets defensively. He is not a defensive presence in any way. I think John Wall is live for a very big game here. Basically, anybody that can get to the rim or take a lot of shots at the rim for the Clippers is more interesting today than they normally are. So if I look at the Clippers, and like I don't know how actionable this is. It's probably more for like a person playing a single lineup. Zubac obviously should be in really good shape offensively against Marvin Bagley. I think Norm Powell is a little bit more interesting. He's a guy that gets to the rim a lot. This is a massive Terrence Mann day, a massive John Wall day, potentially. But from a data perspective, it's Zubac and Reggie Jackson as my two preferred options on both sites. Zubac for 6K on FanDuel, probably my preferred option overall. Paul George is $800 cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DK. That's just better. And then I think Marcus Morris, who's $800 cheaper on FanDuel than DraftKings, is just better. That's where my head's at right now. Before we hit on Detroit, we got to show Skylar's Super Chat. It's on the screen right now. Morning, Josh. Love your morning shows. Listen every day before work. Thanks for all you do, man. Thank you for watching. You are the reason that this show can exist, man. So I appreciate it. I love doing this show. This is my favorite piece of content that I do. Other than getting up early, which I don't even necessarily mind. It's just a struggle. This is my favorite thing by far. This is my favorite show to do. I wish I did it more. I wish I could do it more frequently. So thank you for the Super Chat. Really appreciate it. Close it out with the Pistons. Jaden Ivey looks good on both sites. Killian Hayes looks pretty solid to me on both sites. Sadiq Bey looks solid on both sites. Marvin Bagley is priced appropriately. Just center eligible on DK, so that kind of screws you. He gets the power forward on FanDuel for extra flexibility, but not a lot here for the Pistons. Yeah, no NFL process show. I would prefer to never talk about the NFL again. I would prefer to talk about our crunches, which we're going to run right now for the 115 people in here. 43 likes. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't hit it already. Let's go ahead and run our crunches and see our optimals on FanDuel for today. So, first one up on the docket, FanDuel. Optimal lineup on FanDuel. Here we go. We have $310.64. This is the optimal lineup by 0.09 fantasy points. Trey Jones, John Wall, Jaden Ivey, Devin Vassell, Paul George, Josh Hart, Keldon Johnson, Marvin Bagley, and Ivica Zubac. That all looks pretty normal to me. I don't think anything's crazy there. Gonna need Paul George to play. Otherwise, that lineup looks great to me. And I expected to hate everything I saw. Power rankings on FanDuel. Looking like it's going to be Paul George at the top. Maybe Keldon Johnson. None of that should be surprising. Paul George for 9,400 on a 3-gamer. Not the best. This dude is primed to be like 65% owned and then scratched after lock. So, Paul George, number 1. Keldon Johnson, number 2. Those guys are interchangeable. You take a step down to Jaden Ivey at 3. You take a step down to Devin Vassell at 4. Another step down to the next tier, which is De'Aaron Fox at 5. Simons, Durant, Zubac, Lillard, Morris. Now we go to the DraftKings side of this one. We're going to be in and out in a little over a half hour. Obviously, we were never getting to 100 likes, but it would have been awesome. But never going to happen. On the DK side, optimal lineup on DraftKings. We have 267.17. This is the optimal lineup by 0.04 fantasy points. De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keegan Murray if he plays, Keita Bates-Diop, Nick Claxton, John Wall, Keldon Johnson, Jaden Ivey. That's a scary, scary, scary lineup. You can also swap out Vassell and Keita Bates-Diop for Norm Powell and Ivica Zubac. Yeah, Yami, don't do that, because then I'll definitely ignore it. I don't like that gimmick. It's weird. So that's DraftKings optimals. Let's turn on Rando. Let's check and see what we have for power rankings. Hannah with the super chat, just saying thanks, Josh. Thank you, Hannah. Let's put it up on the screen too. Boom, got it. Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate it. Alrighty. DraftKings power rankings. De'Aaron Fox at the top of the list. 9K today, looking good. Simons 2, Murray 3 if he plays. Jaden Ivey 4, Devin Vassell 5, Zubats, Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes, Marcus Morris, and Kevin Huerter. Round it all out. 3 games up, 3 games down. Contenders videos will be out in a little bit. And 3-game strategy show with Adam at 10 o'clock. I am not on whatever we have going on tonight. I don't think there's a deeper dive. I think it's just live before lock because obviously this one going from 9 to 10, just a 3-gamer. We've got football tonight as well. So make sure you're tuning in to all that stuff. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that one. Anyway, 3 games up, 3 games down. This is a fun slate. I like that everything locks at the same time. You'll be able to really get a good sweat in. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. We're closing out the work week strong tomorrow. So be here tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, because this is the process.